Thank you, Camille. I would like to welcome you also here in our aula. As you can see, this is a former church, and this building is a former monastery. And it's like many buildings in this city, has been given to the university to use it and fill it with life again. And of course today, as mentioned by Camille, is the real, one almost could say the real opening of Scannexus. Of course, it's a scientific institute, and we were very privileged to have the King of the Netherlands here, because it shows also the commitment of the country to such infrastructure. But of course, in such an academic ceremony that was very short, science could have only a very limited place. So I'm happy that you took the initiative to really add to that. And what I would like to do, I would like shortly tell you a little bit about our larger infrastructure, because Scannexus and Brains Unlimited are modules in a bigger plan. And the plan is really to develop this university as furthermore, a knowledge center that also has a strong impact, economic impact on the region. Okay, and it's part of a project which we call the knowledge axis. What's the knowledge axis? What you see here on the right-hand side is a little map of Limburg. You can see we're almost like very stretched out. It's a bit like the Florida of the Netherlands. I always say the only thing is not surrounded by water, but it has the nicest weather. It rains only 200 days a year. And today is not one of them. And what we did in this region, together with our provincial government and our colleagues and other knowledge institutions, we said it wouldn't be interesting to link scientific excellence to economic challenges and economic strengths in this region. And we mapped out the area. In the north, there's a focus on agro-food. In the middle, there's a very large, if you came in by car, very large chemical material campus called Camelot. And here in the south, we have life science and health as a focus, but also focus on societal challenges. So we said, let's design a program around these four hotspots and really invest in it, new research activities, new institutes, new educational programs to really make the following step. And what we did, and who is we? It's the university hospital, and Zuid, Hogeschool is a University of Applied Science. We really put our head together with the province campus and other organizations, and we came up with a plan over 10 years that will invest 600 million euro in this region. So it's a very strong plan. And I think Scannexus Brains Unlimited is one of the models that will play an important role in this plan. So these are the partners, our university. We are the most international universities here in the Netherlands. 3,500 people working here, more than 15,000 students, 45,000 alumni. 47% of our students are non-Dutch, creating a real international atmosphere. 35% of our scientific staff is not Dutch. So this is really very dynamic. Then we are also a co-owner of the Maastricht University Medical Center, which is a combination of our faculty of health medicine and life science and academic hospital. Also, this is a very strong institution, the only one in the southeast of the Netherlands. And also, of course, linking life sciences to health, you need the access to patients and clinical research. And the University of Applied Sciences, Zuid Hogeschool, who has one of their campuses here in Maastricht, also, of course, is a very strong player in this region. So together, we are strong, already very strong economically. We are employers of more than 10,000 full-time equivalents, which are more than 14,000 people, because a lot of them work part-time. We have revenues of about 1 billion euro per year and almost 30,000 students. And we want to use this power and this strength to really bring this region further. So what are the pillars of this project called the Knowledge Axis? We said, if you really want to have this 10-year plan, if you want to move this region ahead, you need three key elements. One, you need to have not a health growth engine, a healthy growth engine. You need to stimulate employment. You need to stimulate links, value generation from research, new programs. You also make sure you have a vital population that is happy to live here and happy to work here and healthy. So that's why a lot of these initiatives also deal with a healthy environment. And we said, you know, although 600 million euros is a lot of money, you cannot pour it out over the whole region. You have to have some hotspots. And we have 3 hotspots defined. In the north is the Greenport campus in Venlo. This is this agricultural area. Then there's Camelot, which is the chem material campus here in 10 kilometers north of the city. And here in Maastricht is the Maastricht Health Campus. And that's also the location of Scannexus. And this is probably hard to see, but I just want to point out that there are many benefits over this 10 years, but what's always very important that additional students alone brings already in additional funds. We have done a study that we have, for every 1,000 students, we get 10 million additional expenses, 1,000 indirect or direct jobs, and it creates 62 million additional added value. So building new programs, new bachelor programs, new master programs around the research infrastructure, such as the scanners that we have built here, will alone already have an economic impact. So these campuses or campi in the knowledge axis, they have been designed to give the region really a face in the area of science and entrepreneurship. This is not, to those of you from the Netherlands, not the classical image of this region. I think very much unjustified. People think people here are only going parties and drink a lot and enjoy carnival. They do, but they also are very much interested in innovation. Also the point is to attract companies, also foreign companies, investors, entrepreneurs, students, and knowledge workers. And we have seen that already, for example, of Camelot. Just to have this activity has attracted new multinationals that are linked to some of the areas that we have here. And we also, as some of you know, we have the so-called top sectors, the Dutch top sectors, because what we do here in the region has also been done in the country to look really where economic strengths and scientific strengths and how are they playing together and how they can they be funded together. And some of these sectors are life sciences, chemistry, agriculture, and I think Scannexus and the health campus are very much fitting in the life science top sector. And of course, we're also looking in the grand European challenges, such as healthy aging and others, so we're also very much linked to that. What's also very interesting that the 3 campus hotspots here on this side of the border, the Health Campus, the Camelot Campus, Greenport, Venlo, also have a mirror image on the other side of the border, where we interact very closely, for example, with the research center in Jülich, and also, of course, with the Technical University in Aachen. And with this campus map, we really try to not copy each other, but stimulate each other, enhance each other, be complementary. And I know that is, for example, a strong and long-standing collaboration, not only between Aachen and Maastricht, but also between the research center in Jülich, particularly surrounding the high-field imaging efforts. And if you kind of enhance this image and click on one of these campus activities, this is the Maastricht Health Campus, and you can see that there are some areas that we are particularly investing in. As you see here, one is neuroscience and advanced brain research, which is one of the hotspots. And what in this health campus is quite unique, you see this little triangle, humanities, that we also always try to link hardcore biomedical and life science research to societal implications. What does it mean for the aging population? What are the economic effects, and so on? And I think that's quite unique that we do that. So the Maastricht Health Campus, it has the only university medical center in the southeast of the Netherlands, a large hospital, and we have a very large integrated faculty, maybe the largest, because we combined things that are typically in different faculties, such as health sciences, life sciences, and medicine. We put it in one cluster because the crossover between the disciplines is extremely important. We have a young and very dynamic faculty of psychology and neurosciences. Actually, it's one of the youngest faculties. And if you look at the recent rankings, faculty rankings, it's the one that has been prominently marching to the top So we are quite proud on this faculty. Then, of course, the link between research infrastructure, new innovation, and value generation, which is Brains Unlimited, Scannexus, why we're here today. We have strategic partners from the economic sector. I mean, I think obviously Siemens, who's the provider of the scanning infrastructure, is a logical partner also to link scientific effort to entrepreneurial activities. And as I said, we like to cluster with the top sector, life science and health, and I am also in the core group of this cluster to help steering the agenda for the Netherlands. So Brains Unlimited or Scannexus, these are different elements of the same infrastructure. I mean, I don't have to tell you, it's a highly innovative scanner lab with 3.7 and 9.4 Tesla MRI equipment, really hoping to not only providing new levels of insight in anatomy and function, but also really be the core element of business, imaging research, and education. And I think it was already a joint effort. Forschungszentrum Jülich, Minnesota Medical School, representatives of which are here, the Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology, and Siemens Healthcare. You know, if you really try to build up something, you cannot, certainly not a university like Maastricht can pay this out of pocket. So there was a very strong effort led by my predecessor, Jo Ritzen, and many others, Rainer Goebel, who rallied very hard. And I remember when Rainer, in our Jo Ritzen lecture hall, when he gave really the story, and I don't want to read it on here, it was really a grassroots effort, started with an idea, and then it became realized, and many have contributed, the university, the province, the European funds, and the city of Maastricht. So the total funding was 43.6 million, to be exact. And we had a real royal opening on October, and now, of course, is the scientific opening, which is, I think, equally important for such an infrastructure. And then we're not stopping here, because we, I just put in the slide, we have taken I think the dynamics that we got from this initiative, Brains Unlimited, to really think further and said, universities should have some flavors. And we said, given our expertise in high field imaging, but also we have an expertise in microscopy, electron microscopy, and molecular imaging, let's invest also in this side of the imaging continuum. And we recently recruited Professor Peter Peters, who was nominated as the first university professor, being really employed to interact with all faculties. And he will probably also be very benefit from this infrastructure idea, but will expand this further to the molecular side to really continue on this journey to bringing scientists, companies, and spin-offs together. So that's a bit of a short overview, so you understand what we're doing here, and you probably then can see the different building blocks and also understand how important Scannexus is as a building block if you want to promote this initiative further. So I would like to wish you a very successful symposium. Then, of course, I think that tonight you'll also get to see the other side again of Maastricht and the mentality here. And I hope the weather is not preventing you from staying here the whole day, because I'm sure it's very interesting. I myself will have to go to Eindhoven today because we have a big meeting with the top sectors and the so-called Technologiepark, the Technology Association, where we try to really also kind of bring this initiative together with the other initiatives in the country. So I have to excuse myself. Again, have a wonderful day and enjoy not only the meeting, but also the city of Maastricht. And in case there are any questions, which I don't hope, because we're already running behind time, but of course you can ask me, and I give it back to the chair. Thanks.